straight to it, man. Hey, good morning, y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for joining for the morning briefing for April 4th. For sure, I hope everybody had a blessed weekend. Definitely got a couple things to talk about. Definitely is looking real good for the day. Let's see if everything kind of hold or push up higher for the first of the month vibes. But let's see, man. April is a big month for stocks. I hope you guys read the article Lou posted. April is a big month for stocks. They definitely have a whole bunch of big moves coming up with announcements and earnings and all that stuff. So let's see what happens, man. Let's keep it moving and let's lock in, man. If anybody got any questions before we jump into anything, feel free to ask, man. We're still kind of early from the official time. Got about 15 more minutes, but I'm definitely excited just to go over some stuff with you guys. So let's start off with SPY for sure. We always like to track SPY because it's easier to trade. Very obvious trades coming up out of SPY. There we go. So in my mind, I'm thinking if we break back above the 455, we may have a retest towards that 462 again. So we definitely got to pay attention to SPY. This is the 4-hour chart for SPY. Found support off the 50-day moving average. And now we're starting to bounce back up again above that 452. So I'm looking for a retest. Hopefully, once we get above 455 for confirmation, that we can get a nice little push up towards the 460. If we break above 460, yes, we may have another retest towards the all-time high, but we have to hold above that level so we can have that retest. So if you're doing trades off of the SPY, please be patient. Wait for that 450 test, 455 test. You may be able to do a 455 day trade today to take advantage of the little slight move. But if we get above 455, I am expecting another test towards that 462 and giving us a nice little move for some higher highs with SPY. Told you guys the beginning of April is usually bullish. Right now, you're starting to see that we are coming into like a little bullish time. Apple is up a little bit. Microsoft's up a little bit. We had 2 down days last week. What's on the 29th and the 30th? It was funny. At the end of the month, we've seen the full discounts. I can show you guys for year after year that the last day of March is a bearish month, but last month was a little funnier. They gave us 2 solid weeks of green. Then they cut us short on the last couple of days, but that still means good opportunity for buy. So you're starting to see the market pick up a little bit. Elon Musk disclosed that he is invested into Twitter. You see Twitter trade is going up crazy. I did post information about Twitter trade last week. I know a couple people probably jumped into it, but it definitely was it's amazing trade now that Elon Musk made that announcement. But the Twitter trade was basically me just paying attention to the bottom. I really want to catch things at the bottom before they really take off, and then you'll be able to take advantage of the trade from there. Real quick, not to harp on it. Before Twitter even took off on a 4-hour chart, you could see that the bottom was around $32 on the 8th of March. Had that double bottom set up from the 8th to the 14th. Everything on March 15th and 14th was reversal time. So from that point on, we start seeing highs out of majority of the stocks coming in for the next 2 weeks from there. And then Twitter ran up to about $40, from $32 to $40. What I was noticing was that support at the 37 that would maybe even introduce the Twitter trade last week. With not a lot of little information, I really want to take care of my Monday and Tuesday trades before I jump into Twitter. But then, you know, Twitter took off this morning. So, you know, if you're looking to get into it, you got to find that trade. So basically what I'm expecting is a hold at 46.88. If we start moving sideways with this hold, you can watch out for a breakout above the 50. If not, you know, you may see it come back down to 42. But either way, if you're into them $44 calls for May, please, you know, take money off the profit. Take money off the profit. Take money off the table. Sorry about that. So yeah.
Why are you doing that?
So yeah, man, just pay attention, stay consistent. it's easy to lose your money in a market like this because it's so fickle. That's why we do technical analysis, so we can come in and look at what's the best setup so we can take advantage of the opportunity. So definitely look for that test towards the $50 first thing in the morning. If we break above the 50, watch that RSI, because the RSI did hit all time at 92. But if that RSI is kind of lingering between 60 and 55, like I told you guys, definitely take advantage of that upside. My target is 55.19. And then from there, we can start adding in, other supports and other resistances from there. But 55.19 is the first target above $50. We talked about MRK 2 weeks ago at 78. Real quick, I'm not trying to introduce too many new trades because I don't want to really lose the ones that we have that's active. But again, we called out the MRK at $78.72. From there, we've seen a nice move up towards the $83 area. Again, it was an $85 call with plenty of time for this month. I think the 14th called around, way back over here, right? So either way it go, now we're looking for it to come, again, breakout consolidation. We may see a little consolidation in between this, 83, but hopefully we can break above this 84, and then we'll get to our all-time high again. That's why, staying consistent with the same trades over and over is very important. Even if you see a trade that we put out in January, come back to it, reiterate it, let's have a conversation where you can be able to see, look, at this $82.81 was the resistance back on February and January. And then the all-time high is around $90. So, seeing it come down to 73, seeing it, I think we made trades from, I don't know how many different trades we made from this one, but I put this out last year, and then now I reiterated it again this year. But you can always see, once we get above that resistance, you can expect some type of higher high coming in with this one for sure. So please pay attention to MRK. Definitely look like it's going to go test that 84. And then from there, we got 85.76 on the top of the Bollinger Band. So if y'all got questions about that, feel free to ask for sure. What else we got going on? And we still got about 10 more minutes. I'm just going over a couple things. I'm recording. For the people that's late, I'll definitely post the video after I'm done. NIO. A lot of these is on lookout from last week. Hopefully, people are paying attention. But again, I wanted to get in NIO early. It's been in a long consolidation. I'm starting to see people talking about it a little bit more often now. So you really don't want to miss this opportunity once it breaks above $24. Again, NIO bottom was $13.44. I think they dropping news that their deliveries are at an all-time high. So now you're starting to see another move towards that 24, but we have to get above that 24 to go see that 28. And I did put out a $30 call for NIO. So it's definitely still valid if you guys are interested in NIO, but we have to wait until we get above the 24. If we don't break this 24, that's going to create a double top. Then we may start seeing another downside towards 18 to 20, which is not a bad area. You feel what I'm saying? I know it's a Chinese stock. I know Chinese stocks have been slowing up a little bit, but you can notice that we are at the bottom when it come down for NIO. You feel what I'm saying? I want this overall trend to break. That's around $33 on the 1 month time frame. On the 1 week, you're starting to see bullish engulfing. You're starting to see hammers. So we definitely look like we're becoming bullish again for this month. But hopefully we can break above this 24. We can get back up to this 28 and then break that trend around $33. So pay attention to NIO. Definitely starting to pick up a little bit of traction. Volume starting to come up a little bit. 110 million in volume on Friday. The average is only 70 million. So please pay attention to NIO going forward. We know EVs is going to be hot for the next 5 to 10 years, probably for the rest of our life. Please pay attention to some of these EV companies. They're definitely going to be pumping up. So congrats if you guys took advantage of the NIO. What else we got going on, man? Starbucks coming back down again. I mean, anybody got questions, comments, or concerns before we jump into anything else? Oh, yeah, quiet today. Okay. Let me make sure the chat room's straight. We straight.
What's good, Dave? What's good, man?
What up, Lou?
Gee, I got in here late, man, so I don't know what you're talking about.
No, go ahead. Just mention what you got to mention, bro.
Oh, none, man. I just, following up and reiterating the QS, that we were talking about last week.
Yes, sir.
I looked at, hold on, let me pull it up real quick. I looked at some stuff last night after I got off work.
QS still waiting to get above the $20.66, and then we definitely should see a move.
So I was looking at for QS, watching, above that $20 and 50-60 you're talking about. Looking to get into maybe a 414 2250 call or an 819.25 call, $25 call. But we may need a short-term $22.50 put if we break over that. If we hit that 22, sometime within the next 2 weeks, before the 14th or whatnot. So we might need a put just to retest that $22.50 area.
Okay.
But I mean, $25 calls for August look good.
Yeah, definitely. It's around the same price as if you want to pull back a little bit. It's around the same price as the June, $22.50. But either one, I feel like it should be strong, especially if we start breaking towards the resistances.
Yes, sir. And then what else I got over here? Upstart. I'm betting with the whales on Upstart here. Upstart short. I'm looking for an entry, hopefully right around that 107.98 to 109 area. At the most 112, but we need confirmation that it's going to hold over 109 then. We're looking for the 414 120 call.
Yeah, for sure. Upstart support around 105 on the monthly. On the 1 week, I think it's about 114.01. But yeah, definitely, them areas seem legit, definitely. But I think the area to trade is around 105 to 126.
Yes, sir. 126 is where I have as the target.
Yeah, for sure. And then it picked up an uptrend back on January. Maybe we can get back into that. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, I can see a small uptrend here. Once it broke that uptrend, it kind of dropped itself off. Then it looked like it's trying to pick up something else here. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get a bounce between the 105, 114s and go up to that 126 for sure.
And then the last thing, well, I mean, I was also following the wheels on that Upstart because I was looking at what the whale trades were. Whale trades, they got the 414 120s for bullish ones. I mean, it's like a lot of money. I think like $13 million on that one. Yeah, for sure. And then the 429 105s, it's a bullish sweep. And then everything is either neutral or bullish, between like really long out to 2024 $250 call to as short as the 414 $120 calls, but they're all bullish. Yeah, very bullish.
If you want to pull off a weekly, I see 115s coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the last one was the same one that I've been looking at for forever. Square. I was looking at 414 150 calls, a 520 a spread as well, in case Square decided to pull back after it hits that high again. I'm looking not necessarily for it to hit 150, but it definitely retest that 148 area. If it retests that 148 area, then I definitely got a put spread to cover the rest of the way. So 414 150 call for Square. If we hit 148, and then looking to get into a May 20th, buy the 130 put, sell the 120 put to cover. But we need that obviously on the Super Green Day when it's already hitting that 148 and 150 area. Right.
It looked like it's back above the 134 for 61. So we may have the retest towards the 143. Double top was presented at the 146. So yeah, definitely. Hopefully it stays in trend. You feel me? You notice I added another mid trend line. I don't know if anybody know about the forks, but yes, you can add in a mid trend line in here on top of the wide trend line That'll show you if it breaks below this trend line, we may be heading towards that bottom one. And that's a lot of different indicators, I know, but it's a lot of different ways it's going to catch. So definitely look like we may start pushing back up towards that 43. That is that 135 now. So yeah, for sure. You might be on to something.
Yeah, I mean, those are the only three that I looked at last night. I wanted to go take a look at some of the old ones that we used to play. First Solar, definitely think it's heading back over to that $100 area. That's FSLR.
Yeah, for sure.
I haven't really dug into it too much though yet. But yeah, get back into those clean energy.
Yeah, that's why I reposted Run last week because I didn't want to buy the
Yeah, I saw you did. I saw you reposted Run. You reiterated that, and that was amazing.
But yes, but you're 100% correct. First Solar came down to $63. Again, mid-March was damn near, that's the bottom that we're looking at. So if everything start reversing and come back down, look for that mid-March to stop it. But yeah, for sure, man. Ever since it came down, this is the 1 month chart. We still got a nice uptrend barely on the 1 month chart. It looked like it's still kind of, going up on it. So this could be something to pay attention to going towards, the future. Bullish engulfing right here around the $75 area on the 1 month, going down to the 1 week. We've seen it come and bounce off the 200-day moving average, which is at 66. And now you're starting to see it reverse back up. And my trend line messed up, but either way, yeah, next level should be, this 86, 88, 90, blase. Those are the 15-minute time frames. On the monthly, you already know it's 76, 97, then should be breaking towards 100. So let's see what happens. And we know that this ran all the way up, to about 120 when Lou put it out last year. It went pretty crazy. So if you want to complement that, you complement it with Run, you complement it with CSIQ. If you're a big dog and you want to hold shares, is a long share, hold share buy. I introduced that to everybody about 2 years ago. Definitely a quality business, SCDG. JKS is the Chinese version of the solar companies. You take advantage of those also. But yeah, definitely, man. Here the Sun Run, looking like it's going to start trying to push up higher once it gets above 31. Same thing over and over.
Don't forget.
Yeah, for sure. Which one?
SPWR.
SPWR.
That's the SunPower.
Oh yeah, for sure. They came out with some news. SunPower does move also. Looked like the support was about $15 in the beginning of the year in February. Had a long consolidation there, and then it reversed back up and got up to the 21. That's the area we has to break above before we start seeing higher highs. Is the $21 area, then the 22.54. But $21 area was the hard support / resistance back on August of last year. So it bounced off the 21, ran up to about 33, and then from there it broke down to about 15, and then hopefully we start getting a nice little move back up.
Hey Dave, I was looking back through like super old stuff, man.
What's up?
Only because there was a call from old school crew, with Kiki and stuff. EQNR, man. Can you believe that, man? We were looking at that like at $18, and it's like $38.
EQNR?
Yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
That's that. Those are the wins.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, she put a whole presentation together for that. I miss Kiki, man. Yeah, it was around 15, some change, man. And now it's at 38. She was amazing on research, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. She was amazing on research. One of my first proteges that I took. That research used to be crazy though. Yeah. No, for sure. I'm amazing trade. I'm probably hit her up and show her.
It definitely was, man.
Amazing trade, man.
And she put it out as whole shares too.
Yeah.
And as an option play.
Yeah, for sure. She's amazing, man. Anybody else got any questions? So, we always gonna keep coming back. We're gonna reiterate a lot of different trades. We're gonna stay consistent. Hopefully people are, gravitating to at least 2-3 trades that they can make money off of consistently every week. I understand that we introduce new trades to everybody on a regular, but I want you guys to understand why it's so important to find your niche or find your one trade that you can rely on. We always use Apple as the go-to. I love Apple stock. You know, look, we can look at the 1 month and know why anybody would love Apple stock. You know what I mean? Like, it's never going to stop. You know what I mean? So, um, yeah, Apple is a go-to. So once you go to Apple, you know, talking about all these different levels and all these different supports and resistances, first thing I see off rip is the bullish engulfing coming in on the 1 4-hour chart right here at the 50-day moving average. Now, I mean, even though Apple is down, you know, came down just a little bit last week, from the high that we just ran up to is 178. We told everybody get the 180 call once we get above 177, but it didn't really break above the 178, but it looking like it's going to go and fight for it again. We have to pay attention to those. Another reason why I like Apple, because it's easier to is once the move come, is going to make the move. Look at the bottom for Apple. I told everybody 154 was your entry. Then from there, you can trade up $5 from there. So basically what you're doing is waiting until it to come to 154 and grab you a 150, a 160. And then above 160, you can grab a 165. Then above 165, you can grab a 170. That is basically what you're trying to do with easier stocks like this to gauge. It's going to cost a little bit of money, but it's a little bit more of a guarantee, especially if you're putting time in between there. So I've seen a lot of people grab the $34 170 calls and the 165 calls once the price was, you know, at a cheap price. Amazing. I was so proud because I felt like people are starting to understand where I'm coming from about buying these contracts at a cheap price and taking advantage of the upside. We have to be consistent on doing that. Now, I mean, no matter how you feel or how, if somebody else put out a trade and you have second thoughts about it, please ask the question, because we got a lot of people in here that's willing to help. And I just want to keep coming back in here and make sure we all understand that we're not gambling. We're making educated guesses. But this is all probability. And that's the main thing about doing, you know, technical analysis, that's probability. Especially once you understand what a double bottom is, a double top is, and the lingo, is all probability. For example, real quick, Facebook may get a little bit of traction off of the Twitter news, but again, if the downtrend is breaking, we got to be a little bit more skeptical about Facebook. Not saying that Facebook going to die. We just need Facebook to break back above the 131. That's why when we're traded Facebook, the first Facebook trade was coming around 208 to 211. After you make that money, you got to start making better decisions, right? Because we know that Facebook is bullish because we already had the bullish move from 188. Once it broke 205, we know that we're going to have continuation because we're breaking resistance. Now, I made it really tight last week with Facebook around that 211 with the 208 move. And then from there, it bounced all the way up to 230. Double top at 230. Double top at 230. Then we had some downside. On Friday, a day trade was available above 224. You could have did the 227 for a quick day trade and made some money. But it looking like it's trying to break above this support area. The trend line is changing. You feel me? So now that we got this overall trend from the bottom to the top and that broke, I would be careful, because if it breaks back below 224, we may have a little bit of downside. Pay attention, because you don't want to have a lot of double tops here. You feel me? You don't want to have multiple top lineups. I need it to really break and hold above 227 today. I don't need no more double tops. I don't need all this extra stuff, because now I'm holding 240 calls, which I did sell some last week, but I still got some 240 calls, but I got a little bit more time to go. So today got to be my day for us to go do that 230 retest to make a couple dollars back off of it. And then I can be able to make a decision on what I'm going to do at 230. Everybody understand what I'm saying by that? The reason that you put in your support and resistances is because of this. You need to have confirmations. You got to understand why we're making the trade. We got to understand why we're doing it from the time frame we're doing it. I don't want anybody to hold contracts when I'm showing you that it's a double top at 227, it's a double top at 230, and the overall trend break is breaking. I don't want you to hold a contract without you understanding why not to hold it. We shouldn't hold it. If it goes back up to 230 and break it, okay, confirmation above 231. But if it don't, we got to get up out of there. That's multiple tops at that 230. That's going to probably be multiple tops at the 227 if it goes up to 227 today and don't break it. Everybody understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For sure. The planning in this is very crucial. The planning in this is very crucial. I got to get more stricter and more I got to really buckle down because I want you guys to be successful. So I don't want you guys to be guessing no more. We need to be confident. Now, I mean, I see people all the time make a whole lot of money and then they get super excited about making the money instead of making the education work. So we got to sit back and we got to start back from square one. We got to start breaking down the basics again. We got to start reiterating things more than once. You feel me? If I introduce a new trade to you guys, y'all need to start challenging me. Now, I mean, I gave JJ a whole breakdown on Hood this morning off rip of why my idea of why that trade was valuable. Now, I mean, so when the trade worked, you know why I put it out in front like that. You know why I set my tones like that and how I set my support resistances, how I looked at the RSI, how I noticed the Bollinger Band was getting breaking out of for that price to come back down to that 13 and how I called that support area. So don't be surprised when Hood start moving back toward 15 for the retest. That's already set in place, right? More examples of, paying attention. I know that oil's been a hot topic all year, but we have to understand what gap down mean. You know what I mean? We have to understand what gap downs mean. These are very important signals, even if you're trading, whatever time frame you're trading on. If you see a gap down, if you notice the RSI drop off really hard, we have to understand why we're buying it at this price point and waiting for it to come back up. XOM was being talked about last week. A lot of people was kind of irritated with the trade, but it gapped down, right? All the way to $79. From there, what do you see? A whole test towards my blue line, which is 84. Told you guys, once XOM get above the 84, that's when we're going to start getting towards that 85. This is why I put so much time on the XOM trades. You feel me? I don't want nobody to feel like they're getting shortcutted. Even if you bought it up here and it broke down, this is average downtime because the RSI, told y'all RSI bounce is real. That's how real the RSI bounce is, that you could have bought it from 79, paid the $83 call and let it run up to 84. I can guarantee you these contracts was no more than $20 when they came down to $79. And now they probably cashed out about 200. You feel me? It's a reason why we don't panic when you see that gap down. We just average down and buy more once it hit a bottom. It's a reason why I got all these lines in here, trend channel going down with. Had all these lined up, it's kind of ugly now, but I lined them all up to give me indicators, you feel me, to help me understand what trend are we picking up? Are we in the consolidation? Are we, forming a diamond from the top to the sides? You know what I mean? I got to know these things because once we break above 84, now the confidence going to go up higher. Now I'm going to really be talking about them $90 calls and them $88 calls, right? So please don't get discouraged on the trade. Talk about the trade. Let's figure out another route that we can go to trade. If you're on Robinhood, they letting you roll over contracts. That's amazing. That's another opportunity, right? So let's start being more confident. When you see the RSI drop like that, let's be confident at 78 or $79 that we're going to have that another reverse. Even if you wasn't confident here, once it broke above 81, the same technique always works. First test, retest. Always think of that. If you see a stock run up to resistance, a huge run up to resistance, one hard time, and it's going to drop because the RSI get high, expect the retest to come. You feel me? You could do that on every time frame. That's how a lot of day traders make a lot of money because they have the expectation. You feel me? It's already there. Know what I mean? So please pay attention. Please pay attention. Anybody got questions? And the gap down the next day. Look at this. It's just giving you just gap down. Just buy me. Anybody got questions?
This is a big warning, man. I appreciate that. I was definitely losing confidence on that zone, but I appreciate the confirmation.
No, for sure. We have to get above resistance and we got to be confident at support. Now, I mean, a lot of people say oil, war-related stocks is going to drop oil. That's cool. But obviously the money, the big money is not scared. So why should we? You know what I mean? And I told y'all that same day, I said, look, if somebody is in the oil stocks and they love their dividends and they got it at not a bad price, but a semi-bad price, and you see it come back down to the 70s, no matter if it's a high 70 or a low 70, they're going to buy it. You feel me? It was already oversold. So you might as well get it at a good little price. Maybe we may get that $78 to $90 run. That's money in between there, right? So we, let me show you guys how much of a percentage that actually is, because I think we forget that this is a 4% game. This is not, who can make the most trades. Is who can get the most percentage out the trade, right? Now I mean, consistently. Notice right here. Here go your 78. Let's use the same bar. All the way up to about 88, that's 11%. Now, I already told you guys, financial advisors only can promise up to 12%. I told you guys that 401k only offering 7 to 8%. Even on a small trade like this, you're getting 11% from whole shares at 78 all the way up to 88. Not saying that their target price like 105. You know what I mean? Even if we move that up to 105, how much is that towards 105, right? That's like 30, almost another 30%. Now, mind you, XOM is up 30% on the year, right? So this is what we got to consider when we're doing these trades. Don't think about, oh man, I'm gonna make this much money. Think about, I want to get 15 to 30% until I understand the technical analysis behind what we're doing. And then I can start adjusting accordingly and start making bigger moves. Know what I mean? That's the main part of this. I think sometimes we see the money and we get excited. We really do. I do the same thing. I used to do it more often back in the day, but now, patience got involved, experience got involved. But now we're in a place where we don't have to really rush to every trade that come out. We can sit back and have a discussion, maximize profit, and then go on to the next trade without feeling like I missed something. This is the opportunity room where you got a lot of people in here talking about the same exact things with almost the same exact goals, is to be financially free. So if we take advantage of what we have, now I mean, we all will be successful at the same rate. Not one person doing better than the other. We all can be successful at the same rate. We just got to open up. I know it's hard, but we're going to open up. We're going to do better. Know what I mean? Anybody got questions? Oh, y'all quiet now. I tell y'all to open up and y'all quiet now. But yeah.
That was great.
But no, for sure. Another thing we got to talk about is paying attention to some of the stocks that, we talk about, on passing. But these stocks are something I've been leaning on. I probably was a little bit too overzealous early, but I'm not forgetting about making up for what I've missed, right? Walmart. Yeah, for sure. Walmart tested 152 back in 2020 of November, came back down to the 129, bounced right back up to the 152 back in August of 2021. Now support has become the 135. 134, and then it bounced back up in November again. And now what we see, we may start seeing Walmart finally break above 152. Again, this is the all-time high out of Walmart. I know people talk about a lot of different companies. I get it. We know that Walmart's the biggest. Let's not be fooled. We know that Walmart's the biggest, guys. And they're the cheapest right now. Target is outperforming Walmart. Costco's outperforming Walmart. You don't think Walmart gonna get their glory back? I'm just asking the question. We all know that Walmart is going to be Walmart forever. They're going to break above 152 sooner or later. It depends. The only question is who's going to be in it. I showed you guys this around 136. I posted some 140, 150 call randomly once it got above the 143, and it ran up to 150, of course. But again, Who's going to be into this? You feel what I'm saying? Like, this is going to be a big move soon, guys. And I don't want nobody to miss out on cheap options that's going to become crazy once it breaks above this 152. 152.77. Set your alert. Because once we get above 152.77, I'm sure I may go 170, 180. I don't know. I think Walmart going to go crazy. Walmart has been extremely undervalued. Man, multiple times. Look how many times it showed you that you could buy whole shares at Walmart 5 times when it came down to 133, 132, 135. Just like, did you expect Walmart to go down to $90? Or, you know what I mean? I'm being honest. Like, this is Walmart, guys. So now that we're at the 150s, do not sleep on Walmart, guys. Do not. If we break above this 152, this is the all-time high coming in for Walmart. Every company that you see break an all-time high, what happened? Extreme continuations. Extreme continuation. So prepare yourself. Know what I mean? I'm not harping on it. I'm not trying to linger for too long. If we do get a discount back towards 145, 147, it's safe enough to say that you can get a 150, 155, 160 for next year. I know I was overzealous last year putting out the 160s for March, but I really like that trade. It did make a little money if you traded it fast enough. But, you know what I mean? I apologize, but I'll be back into it. I like Walmart. It's an easy trade. Very easy trade. Anybody got questions? Disney. Oh, somebody says, oh, what's up? What's up, mom?
Bowen.
Oh, Bowen, my bad. Oh, I'm about to jump into Disney. Don't get me cooking when I start cooking. But no, I've seen a lot of value. I looked up Bowen. No, for sure. I looked up Bowen this morning. I see a lot of value coming in for the $200 calls all the way to next year. Of course, I see a lot of value coming in for the 200 going all the way to June and July. I told y'all travel sector is going to be a hot topic. Right now, Bowen is showing, you know, a little bit of life, not a whole bunch of life, but overall trend is still intact. You feel me? Here go Bowen. This is the 1 week. This is the overall trend channel for Bowen. We have to get above this trend line. This is a strong trend line, very strong. You see the consistency. Y'all want me to clear it out and redo it? Okay, I'll clear it out and redo it. Boom. And don't say, oh man, you have to do that. Nah, bro. I do this so often. Look, bro, this is a downtrend channel for Bowen. Consistently. You don't get no perfect than that. You feel me? And it almost flows into that diamond that I posted. We had a little diamond shape here when it first broke off for the pandemic. Then this was another trend that we used to find helpful when we was doing Bowen calls, right? That was a trend every time it came down to that point until it broke here. That was our uptrend, right? It was a little bit tighter, actually. It was like right there. So, but until it broke at that point, you know, it dropped down. It ran up to 270 just last year. So now we got that whole trend side, right? We got a bullish engulfing. That doesn't mean that we're going to break the trend with this bullish engulfing. It means that it may just run up to, you know, 205, 208. But we got to understand, we have to break above this trend line no matter what happens. We got to change the direction of the trend. So if you're into Bowen, I wouldn't go further than a 205. That's my target. I think I told somebody that weeks ago that 205 is going to be a consistent target. But as long as we keep having these lower lows and these lower highs coming in, we're down on the trend channel. I mean, consistently. Now, look.
What was this thing at? Was it at 450 at one point a couple years ago?
Yeah, before pandemic, literally the year before pandemic, it was $440.
440.
Yeah, that was the high. The 2019, 2020, the pandemic year. Yep. Yeah. Listen, Bowen signing contracts. COVID. I'm not saying COVID is over. People probably still catching COVID. I gotta holler at my dog AB. Dog, listen. No one's talking about COVID like that. They're signing contracts. I told y'all when they had the bad news about the crash, I say, bro, they're gonna have bad news about the crash, but watch how Bowen lift back up. This is how it happens. I say, watch out for that break above 186. It ran all the way up to about 200 last week.
I got 202s for this week. That's why I was asking.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think because of the Bullish and Golf and Three King setup on the 1 week, we may have a couple green days this week out of Bourne. Hopefully, now we can continue to see some type of uplift towards that resistance. You should be okay. 205 got to be the target first. Then above 205, we got to start pushing towards 223. But that's a long shot. With that trend channel being so strong on that weekly, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Anybody else?
Thanks, Dave.
No, for sure, for sure. And look at Twitter. Twitter is still going, so congrats. Don't go, listen, I want y'all to post the Twitter plays and celebrate, but I don't want nobody to feel bad. Don't rush and go run and get Twitter because you know it's going to, let it cool off. Let everything happen. Let a consolidation kick in. Let it do what it do before y'all run into a brick wall. Now, I mean, it's a lot of good trades out here. Notice my support. It did hold up pretty well there. Now we're back above the 48, looking for that $50 test. Above 50, you may be able to pull in a $55 call for the weekly. Be careful with that price because the volatility should be high just because of the stock moving like this. Anybody got questions?
No, Dave, I posted a stock in the premium that's going to have an IPO, and I'm reading that I think AMD might be buying it, so I just put it out there as something to look at.
Yeah. I had looked it up after you put it up. I didn't really see a lot of information. It's a Spanish company. I'm not racist or nothing, but I stick to my Americans. My American company.
What you gotta say about it?
I'm not saying you. First of all, you Cuban. That's really from Mexico. This is a Mexico. You Puerto Rican. You from the island. You an island boy. You know what I mean? So, but no. I gotta do a little bit more research. If I find out some information about the IPO and what price and what the evaluation look like, then we maybe see how much traction coming in.
Putting it out there, man.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate
The only
it.
thing that struck my interest was that AMD looks like they're going to be buying it. That's all.
Yeah, AMD, AMD in it right now. They got their price grade lowered last week, and that just crushed everything. That just kind of hurt everybody's feelings. For a 115 price point, I mean, that's how. But, they could be wrong. We'll see. Anybody else got questions or anything? Oh yeah, sure. Anybody else got questions? Y'all straight?
Yeah, man.
PayPal? Yep. Hold on. Yeah, they're on both locations. Sorry about that. Let's look up PayPal real quick before we jump in. Got 4 more minutes. But Square and PayPal usually move together, and I think that they're both trying to make a move. So yeah, we're still looking for 119, get above 119. I mean, it was a long move from 111, and it broke above slightly for a little bit up to 121, but 119 definitely still a target. Got to get above. That's a long sideways movement. Bottom was $97. Then it went straight sideways once it got above 111. So 119 got to be the number. Above 119, I'll stay safe to say, 130 calls. I mean, if that's not a stretch, but you got to buy some time on it. Their earnings on May 6th, May 20th date. Yeah, 135 is coming in for May 20th. So somebody see what I see. Do you see what I see? Anybody else? Hey man, listen, I really appreciate everybody for joining today, man, for sure. Stay focused, stay locked in, guys. Don't give up on the trade. Know that, if you see some small dips, take advantage of those, during this time until the market shows us otherwise. We are been on a little bit of bull run. So let's see what April do, man. First of the month, April. I think Lou posted an article about first of the month, April. I told y'all about April. April is April, man. is lit. So. All right, y'all.